Hey everyone, welcome to the Fox and Shaynestaa predictions for the semifinals. It's getting to an end. Only four standing strong. It's gonna get exciting. About that, Shane. We're almost done.
Yep. Second to last one.
All right, so quickly we'll do a recap of what happened in the previous round in the semifinal of the conference. So we're gonna start on the east side, and this time I didn't mix up the conference
The
on,
locals.
on the graphics. So this time I got it right. I got it right, folks. I finally got it right. All
It's a good start.
right. All right. So let's start with the Detroit versus Florida. Um, that was a good series. I spoke to my good old friend Skillsy, and he said that Detroit deserved the win. Of course, they had a problem with assembling the roster that they wanted. Of course, he didn't play all the games, but the games that he played did help the chemistry of the whole team. But they still lost, and Skillsy wanted to say congrats to Detroit, the well-deserved winner of that series, and the defending champions. So the defending champions are going to the final of the conference, folks. Will they repeat? That's the big question. So, how about that, Shane? Do you have some stats for us?
I don't really have stats. Didn't have that much time. A bit hungover, but for sure my prediction was wrong on this one.
Yeah,
Well, actually, all my predictions were wrong last round, so it was a bad start. But Detroit came out strong. Detroit was being Detroit. They played their game, and it paid off. Um, you could tell by the lineups they always put the Greek Lindy tight end line is pretty deadly. It did its work.
yeah,
As far as the Florida Panthers side, I think there was one line that was way better than the other line, and I think that came into play in the series.
yeah. Well, I have the results right here. So basically, the first game, the Panthers surprised the Wings by winning 5-3. The second game was a victory for Detroit 4-2. Third game was a victory for Detroit 2-1. Uh, Fourth game was a victory for the Panthers, so they tied it 2-2. So it got really exciting, and then something happened, a big blowout 7-1.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at those stats a little bit. What happened there? 17 shots, kind of equal in time of attack. What was the lineups? So yeah, Florida had their big lineup, but I guess everything went in for Detroit, and once the floodgate opens, sometime well, we all know that can happen, like a big
Well,
blowout like that.
they had 17 shots though, so they
Yeah,
were shooting on the net and getting those good rebounds.
yeah. And the last game of the series, 3-0 win, quite strong. They closed. Detroit did something that I wasn't expecting to do, and was like shut it down defensively. They controlled the puck like they always do. Limited 9 shots against them. Probably like kind of weak shots. I don't know, but yeah, strong performance. And Mike Tees did the job in net with a shutout.
Yep.
Congrats to
Yep.
him. And they did finish with their good lineups. So, like Skillsy said, even though they didn't have their best lineups all the time, he doesn't think that he would have changed anything because Detroit was very good against that team. So, congrats to Detroit. You're going to the finals. It's great. All right. So we didn't receive the MVP of that series, but if it was up to you, Shinista, who do you think that played a big factor in that series?
I think when I looked at the stats for the round, I think it was either Lindy or Greek that were at top of the charts in the points.
Okay.
So yeah, the management for sure would have to be an MVP, but they probably wouldn't say themselves. So I would say they would probably have to say tight end
Okay.
because he played very well statistically. He was there in the lineup. He produced points, and he showed up.
All right. So that's for the recap for that semifinal of the conference. The other one was we didn't have a good batting average, my friend, on
Oh,
on the east side. It's actually pretty bad.
no.
So Philadelphia won 4-2, the series 4-2 against Carolina. I'm very surprised about that. What's even more surprising is that Big Jan didn't play a lot. I look at the at that and I was wow, he didn't play a lot. So I guess that they have a very strong lineup.
Did he even play? Did he play a game?
I don't. I know that he.
I don't think he played a game.
I don't think he played a game.
Oh no, he did. He
He
did.
did, or else they would have lost.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So Big Yan didn't play a lot, and it wasn't needed because they have great chemistry with the other line. So I'm surprised, and I'm kind of yeah. I was surprised. I thought that Carolina would have run all over them, but it's
Yeah,
not the
me
case
too.
at all. So their big line of the line that worked very well on that series was Simple at the center, Reeps at left wing, and Majesties at right wing. I know Reeps. I know Majesties. I don't know Simple very much, but he's got to be a strong center. Do you know him a little bit?
Sample, I played with him a few times. He's a solid center.
Mm-hmm.
But apart from knowing him personally or his style of playing, not really. But I'm assuming he played great defensively, and that's what make a big difference.
Well, he played well enough to beat Carolina, that's for sure. So yeah, so did you have the MVP for that series?
Yeah. When I asked them who was the MVP, they said Barney and Yan share MVP. Barney's 4 assists in 3 games. In games 3 and 4 helped turn a 1-1 series into a 3-1 series. Plus, all series he played solid defensively. And Yang gets MVP for not playing, which meant he didn't have to hear his mouth run because easy fishing.
All right, good old Yan. I like Yan. He's funny.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see here. What's the next series in store for us? Well, so on the west side now, the first series that we're gonna see was a match series. Well, Colorado series versus the Jets. Extremely close. 20-7.
The best series, I would say, that round by far.
The best series. It was quite a weird series to play. I know that the first game, well, we couldn't score on them. And then after that, the second that that Jay showed up, we actually destroyed them the first game. So then they had to adjust, and they did. They did adjust pretty well. And what they started to do was a hard collapse on the left side. So
But do you know what happened to the Winnipeg roster? Because the game 2, they used an ECU, then they called up Schmakalis. Do you know what happened to some of their players? Or
apparently, one of their defensemen couldn't make it. It was McKenzie or something like that.
okay,
I'll check the roster, but one of their defense couldn't play all the matches that he was supposed to, so he was stuck and he had to go to his IR. And Jmakalis played very well for them. They took us to 7 and they actually scared us. So yeah, we needed to change the flow of the way that we were doing our transition, because they were doing such a hard collapsing forecheck, and they kind of knew that the puck was gonna end on J stick when we go up the ice. So they were collapsing hard on the left side, including my side. So personally, what we did is I said, well, still wanted to play more games on defense, and he's a lefty normally. So I said, yeah, sure, you can play as long as you win. And his style actually went very well against Winnipeg, because he's more of a puck carrier, and me, I'm more of a transition kind of defense. So that worked very well for us, and still deserve the start. So I just let him finish the series because he was good. He was doing great, and I didn't want to take a spot when he was doing so well. So congrats, still, you earned that spot. You earned that win for us. And without you, I don't think we would have won against Winnipeg, because they were collapsing so hard on Jay.
yeah, well, Jay, we knew that Jay was going to be a big factor in that round. We said it the games that he plays, they're going to be mostly likely wins, and they were. If I looked at the weekly of the playoff round, he topped the leaderboards for points.
Hmm.
No surprise there.
Yeah,
Well, actually, Rise was there also. Smoke was like fifth or fourth or something like that. So that line was the line of the series.
it is.
Congrats on your forward lines.
Yeah,
Um, Also, there was some controversy. I think that they played a guy who was on IR game six,
they played Jmakalis for 3 games in a row.
but
So
wasn't he on IR for game six?
yes, yeah, it was, but apparently it was okay. It's okay. It didn't really matter.
Well, how is that?
Uh,
How is that okay? He's someone on IR, and then game seven they played with the 9-man roster.
yeah, well,
So I think it was a win starting from game six, right? Almost.
yeah, well, we didn't really care. Arctic looked into it and he said like, just play and just act like nothing happens, and then after that, if there's a problem, we'll take care of it. But yeah, it's okay.
You guys came out strong anyways, and you still got the W the legit way. And kudos to you for actually playing and not, being a little girl and be like, oh well, we get a win, and you played the
Yeah,
game and you got the hard earned way.
I'm not like that. Well, I don't like to win by forfeit anyway.
Well,
And yeah.
some teams are like, like the Carolina Philly games. They could have. It was close to. There was one game that was close to a forced forfeit win.
Mhm.
They showed up about 1 minute late. Carolina was going to take the forced forfeit because the players wanted to take it, but then the management stepped down and said, "Oh no, we want to play the game." And kudos to the management for them for actually putting their foot down and saying they're going to play the game. And that's what we're here for, is playing, not to get easy wins, right?
Yeah, you want to play, like you want to really know, especially in a series. Do, do you really want to just advance and not knowing that you were the better team in that series? I don't think so. Not me. Me, if I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. But at least like I know I've beat that team, with honor.
Yeah, yeah, the legit way. Do you
Yeah,
think if Chris McKenzie would have played, would have made a big difference?
I don't think so. I
No.
really don't think so. Because here's the thing with with our elite wingers. If you collapse hard on Jay, and Jay starts to pass the puck back, or like starts to like drag more people toward him, guess who's left wide open on the right side?
Yeah,
Ninja is he's just as good as Jay, like with all the moves. They are
yeah,
both elite wingers, so if you collapse hard on one side, the
they're
other
gonna play.
one's gonna hurt you,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's exactly what happened in the game seven. They won 6-0. They were collapsing hard, and then they started to pass the puck back and to the right. And Ninja did his thing and create space and create opportunities, and it was an easy win, 6-0 win.
yeah.
So yeah, congrats to the Jets. Lots of fun on that team. I'm friend with Boss, with Mab, with Matt Kino, with Mummy. The other ones, and Sane, of course. The other ones I don't know very well, but congrats to them, and it was a good series.
Another round where I was wrong. I said Winnipeg would win, and
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
said you would win, obviously, and you came out winner on that one.
Yeah, so it's the only series that I got right, and you didn't get one series right, right?
No,
No.
all wrong.
Okay.
I'm a fool. I'm a fool. What about your MVP?
My MVP is very hard to say. I would really have to say Jay and Steele, because we had problem with when Jay wasn't there we couldn't score. When Jay was there we could score, but he collapsed hard, and Steele gave Jay some space because he dragged the puck by himself up the ice, something that I don't do enough, and but he could do it, and I think that surprised Winnipeg and defending, because they were expecting my style of play, which is
Hmm.
extremely fast transitional pass, and but with Steele it was different and it worked. So congrats to G and Steele, both MVP. I would give the MVP to all team. Pose was very solid in this game too. He did steal a few games, made big saves when needed. So many players that made a name for themselves in that series. Me personally, I don't think I played my best series. I made a few mistakes in one of those games. I think it was game five. I made some mistakes because they were pushing me, and bad bounces and all that, and it was so unlucky. And so I can say that I played well that series. Arctic played of course it's Arctic, he's the Norris runner,
Yep.
and Ninja's so solid always. Smoke so good defensively. Yeah, proud of Colorado, and let's hope that we can keep going. So let's go. I think we're talking enough about that series. Sorry,
Sure.
guys. And so here we go. So next series, fun one: Arizona versus Calgary. So Arizona won 4-1. It was actually
Yeah,
way
very
quicker than I
surprised.
thought.
I thought it was going to take long. I thought it was going to be high scoring, both elite teams, but Arizona finished it fast.
Yeah, very fast and wow. Before I said I hope that Calgary doesn't win because I don't want to face them. But now that I'm looking at how fast they took care of Calgary, yeah, Arizona's gonna be a tough challenge. They have elite players, uh, the, the good old players that we all fear. Like we know that Roy is good. We know that Stamkos is a very good winger. They have a stacked team, and they have better defense than the Jets, in my opinion. So it's gonna be
Uh, I would have to agree on that. I mean, Hockey Man's a stud. Sobo is even a bigger stud. They're defensively they're sound, and you can't take away also that Towoy is an excellent center, very good defensively. So they're basically stacking three stellar defense per game. So
yeah.
it's gonna be hard scoring on them.
About Mr. Bardon? There's a rumor out there. Everybody says that it's
He's
knees.
uh,
So I don't know.
everyone's knees.
Everyone's knees has like what 75 accounts.
No, it's possible. I don't know. I personally don't think it's knees, but I'm not one to make assumptions for no reason.
I'm just laughing when I hear people say that. So okay, well, there you go. So yeah, what about that series? Do you have any stats for us,
Uh,
Eugene?
like I
No,
said,
no, yeah,
I had zero stats. All I can tell is that they were close games. They weren't spread by more than 2 points. One of them went into overtime. Um,
super close games, super close. Like the
yeah,
first one was one in overtime for Arizona, a 3-2 win in overtime. Second game was 4-2 win for the Flames. Third game was 4-2 wins for the Coyotes, and then the fourth game was 2-1 win for the good old Yotes, and then the last one was a 4-1 game for the Yachts. So basically, the only game that was further than 2 points was the last one, and probably happened in the open net. Let's see if it was the case. No, it was not. But they probably pushed hard and tried to not give it up.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, very very well played series. Unfortunately, I didn't saw any stream of that series. Normally, I like to watch a little bit in the game center, but I didn't for that series. So I don't know exactly how the match went, but it's gonna be Arizona's gonna be our team to face.
For sure. If I'm looking at the last game, Game 5, Hockey Man has 2 goals as a defender and Sobo two assists. So it looks like the defense took care of that game. So, like you said, I think defensively is what's going to make the big difference for Arizona.
Yeah, Sobo is a very good defenseman. He's a veteran in the league. He can definitely do the job. It's gonna be a fun series against us for the semis. So now let's go for the predictions. Let's start with the East and then we'll go for the West. So
Sure.
Detroit versus Philadelphia. Now that's a tough one to call. I'll let you start.
Well, I'm not going to make the same mistake again. I'm not going to go for the underdog. I'm not going to go for the big upset. Detroit's going to take it. I mean, I can't go against them anymore. I tried. I tried last round, but I think Detroit is too. They've been playing together for so long in such a consistent way where they're going to come out with versus Philly. I think Detroit's going to get the win in 6.
In six.
Yeah.
Do you think that the factor because we both said previously that Carolina was gonna be the one in the Stanley Cup final.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the fact that Philadelphia handled Carolina easy, not easily, but like way easier than we thought. Makes a difference. Like now that they have confidence, they did beat a good team in Carolina, so they are full of confidence. They're one of the elite winger in the league didn't play. They didn't need him. So wow, I think I'm gonna go against Detroit again. They kept proving me wrong. So I'm gonna go with Philadelphia in 7. It's gonna be a very good series to watch.
Poor Detroit. Everyone just keeps we just keep underestimating them, and they keep proving us wrong every round. And you're saying they beat Carolina so easily, but Detroit beat everyone so easily almost the whole season. I mean, I'm not going against them again. I'm not making a mistake.
Yeah, well, I don't learn with my mistakes, so I'm gonna go with Philadelphia, and yeah, it's gonna be a tight series in 7. Did you say in 6 for Detroit?
Yeah, in 6.
Okay, perfect. All right, so now on the west side, the last series to predict. This show is not gonna be 40 minutes long, folks.
No, no.
So here we go. So here we go in the finals of the conference, the Western Conference. Colorado versus Arizona. I'm very happy to be there. Um, of course, I'm gonna say Colorado um, because I truly believe that we have a good team all around. If Jay and Ninja can carry the offense, we should be able to win. It's gonna be a win in 6, even though Arizona has elite talent. I think they're gonna win. I think that we are gonna win in 6.
As far as for me, before I give my prediction, I forgot to give the team MVP for Arizona.
Oh yeah, yes.
He said the MVP went to Team D in goaltending, specifically Sobo, Jimmy Algoli, hashtag Vez Lake.
Okay.
So I think he promoted his defense, the back core of his team, and I think that's what's going to be basically the series about. It's going to be offense versus defense. The Coyotes are stellar defensively with Roy playing at center, who's going to be playing very a good trap game. But you guys with Philippe, Smoke Show, and Rise, you're going to be putting the pressure on the forwards. So is Arizona's defense going to be good enough to stop them? They might, but I think you guys looked good throughout the whole playoff so far. So I'm going to have to go with Colorado in 7.
Oh wow. Okay. Here's the thing. Here's the fun thing. We can also change the style of game with one type of defenseman. Still really surprised me last series. If we need to do a transition game, I'll be there. If we need to run the puck up the ice, still is gonna do it. So we can do both styles very well, and that makes us able to adapt extremely quickly to an opponent. Something that I don't think that others have. Arizona's is going to be a tough opponent. Personally, I think that the winner of that series is going to win the cup.
Once again, you're underestimating Detroit, but that's okay.
I am. That's what I do on my show, right?
It's all right. You can say whatever you want. Would you rather face Detroit or would you rather face Philadelphia?
That's a tough question. I would like to face Detroit.
Oh, that's all right.
Because I like to call them out. No, Greek is a good player. And Linden is cool. Like I like them both. But when I call them out, I guess they prove me wrong every time. So let's hope that if they make it in the final, let's hope that this is where it's gonna stop. so so yeah, I know, but Philadelphia scares me because we haven't played a lot against them during the season, and every time we played them, they played us very hard. So yeah, I prefer to face Detroit because I know their style, and I know that we have the perfect game to counter their style. Yeah, but before that, we have to beat a very strong
Yeah.
team, Arizona.
Can't look past
It's
them.
not gonna be a piece of cake. Like I said, the winner of that series is gonna win the cup because I think that Arizona would kill Detroit or would kill Philadelphia. So yeah, this is it, folks. Almost over. Almost the finals. Do you have anything else to say, Shane?
No, just best of luck to the remaining four teams, and may the best team win.
All right, see ya, folks. See ya next round for the finals of the Stanley Cup Finals. Woohoo! See ya.
Bye.